You are now listening to another episode of the Chanel and Alan Chit Chat Podcast with your hosts, Chanel Marshall and Alan Byrne.
How are you?
I'm very good. How are you, oh bruised one? Are you beaten? Are you black and blue?
I still have a bruise on my leg. It's got a bit of a bump underneath it, but other than that,
Okay, so you're getting to grips with this sorting job, this bouncing, sorting, warehousing. Okay.
Yes.
Because after you explained it to me last time, now I just basically this is how I imagine it, right? There's like a giant chute, like a slide, basically, and just parcels just shoot down that slide, and then they hit like a giant trampoline, like a children's trampoline, and then you're at the other side of the warehouse, and you're like trying to catch them like that. So that's probably not how it actually happens, but in my head, that's how it happens.
Okay, well, I will leave you with that then. You keep that.
Yeah. It's like everything. Your imagined version of someone's job is always, 9 times out of 10, it's so much more interesting than the actual job. It's better just to have the imagined version. You know what I mean?
I thought the dungeons was more exciting than...
It's fun. The dungeon was fun. I was happy working there. But it's like any job, you know? It just becomes your day-to-day monotonous, like,
No, I think, because with the dungeons, like, I never knew anyone that obviously worked there.
And you never knew a Google before you met me. I know.
No, so it kind of like you fed into that whole like kind of experience, and then it's like, oh, Alan does it, so
there you go.
Real,
I colored it. Yeah, that's it. I see what you're saying. Saying.
Yeah, you kind of spot it, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah, you were like basically as soon as you heard that I was working there, you're like, he's working there? Damn, fucking they've really gone downhill, or I guess they just weren't that good to start with if they've accepted me into the ranks of the undead.
Like there was no truth in what they were trying to sell. It was just like, well, I know someone now. Maybe there was some truth in it. I don't know.
You mean what do you mean some truth in it? You mean you thought that maybe some of them really were sort of figures from the past?
Yeah, kind of like
maybe Jack the Ripper really does work there. He does, but he's not in character. He's just like a janitor or something.
Yeah, there's something, you know? There was some element of like belief in, you know? It's like with a horror movie, like you're really scared about it, and then you see like the actors like out of makeup, and then you're like, oh, it's just a movie.
Well, thank you for implying that I'm not a horribly scary, hideous monster out of makeup. I appreciate that. Little implication.
You just look very unwell quite often.
I just look sickly. That's basically why I got the job. They were just like, you sir, you have a gaunt, sickly look about you. You're just who we need. Very minimal makeup required. That's what they were thinking. They hired me just based on the fact that like we're not gonna be wasting a lot of cash on makeup for this fucking guy. You know what I mean? A little bit of eyeliner and off he goes. Hideous.
Did you have makeup for the cancer movie that you did?
Oh, this is a very good question. No, is the answer. I forgot about the cancer movie. Oh my God. You know, I never watched it. I never did watch it. I couldn't bring myself to Chanel. I couldn't bring myself to Chanel. I couldn't bring myself to watch it.
You have to send me that link. I need to watch that movie. You have to send me that link.
Right, because
hang on. Anything like that Chinese thing that you sent me, the Chinese guide.
It's not as good as that. Don't worry. You'll probably love it because you're into melodramatic nonsense. So you'll probably fucking think, Alan, this is you could be a movie star. So I'm trying to think though, is the cancer one the same? It's the Christmas one is the cancer one, right?
The one where there was, you showed us a few of like the posters, and there was one where it was like you and a child, and it was like it shouldn't be on. You shouldn't be near that child.
Dude, yeah.
And then there was one that you looked like you obviously had like cancer or something.
That's the one. It's the same one. So that is the Christmas cancer child movie. It's all the one and the same. It's all the one beautiful film. So and listen. You know me. I love all my artistic friends. But the person who made that film has gone back to their country, and they're never going to hear this podcast. So that film was the most hilarious hilariously. I mean, I can't even explain how hilarious the plot to the film was. It was a Christmas miracle, suicide, cancer. It's all the elements that you want in a Christmas movie, plus me. Um, and for the record, the child's parents were there the whole time. All right, okay. So, which frankly, dude, I don't know, man. People with child actors, you shouldn't. You should be put in prison if you allow your child to be an actor. You shouldn't, or if you make them be an actor, because
Like,
you know
yeah.
they're like, and it's too much, man. It's like I don't know. I don't like you wouldn't let them be a coal miner. Well, I guess we did back in the day, but like you're not allowed to do that anymore because they realize it's bad. But like when it comes to acting, people are like, yeah, it's fine. Put them on television so millions of people see them, and make sure they're not too fat.
Yeah. Yeah. I watched this thing today. I kind of went down a rabbit hole of like looking into things. So first I started off on Instagram and I was looking at just going through my feed and I saw a video and then I was reading the comments and then the comment said something about is it transvestigation? And I was like,
I like that as a little conjoined word. That's very
right. So I
clever.
was like, what on earth is this? Yeah. And then so I went looking for to see like what this is. So I typed it into YouTube. It's actually a thing that is called transvestigation, and it has all of these celebrities that are basically are meant to be transgender,
Right.
but they're not actually telling people that they are trans. It's kind of like minis, like they pick people and then they basically show you pictures of like when they were a child,
Right.
and then up till now. Like so, you had who did you have on there? You had is it when no, it's not Winona Ryder. What is her name? But she does look a little bit mannish, but she hasn't aged well either. I went through
Wait,
so
well, but
many.
you see, then when you say she hasn't well, has she not aged well? Does she look more or less mannish now? Because if that's what
She
you're going,
looks no, she looks more mannish. It's like she's kind of like gone back to the original state.
I got you. I got you.
Who
Do you think looks most like what? Not who looked most man or other gendery before?
They had what is her bloody name?
You're gonna have to look it up because I have no hope. You don't know their name, and apparently they don't look like what they look like. So I mean, like I've other the fucking chance in hell, do I?
Right. So they have Goldie Hawn.
Oh yes, yes, I know who that person is.
They have Chrissy Teigen, Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt. Now, see, Helen Hunt, the other ones I was like, yeah, maybe. Helen Hunt, when you said that, Helen Hunt's got a strong jaw,
That's
man.
the one.
Helen
That's
Hunt.
what they're basically saying.
Helen Hunt,
right.
I mean, I'm not saying she used to be a man, but she looks like she could take a punch. You know what I mean? She's got a strong, manly jaw. She looks like she could bar brawl. I'm not threatening Helen Hunt with violence, by the way. I'm just saying that if you did decide to take a pot shot at her, you better be ready because she's gonna, it's gonna glance off that beautiful jaw of hers.
And then I went down the rabbit hole again because obviously there was more stuff on this site. And this thing called Red Shoes.
Red Shoes.
Yeah.
Like so Alice in Wonderland. Is that Alice in Wonderland? Dorothy. Yes. Who's got the red shoes? Clip the red shoes red.
Yeah. Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. There we go.
Yes. Alice's shoes are blue, I believe. The Red Shoes is basically talking about Macaulay Culkin talking about the sex or the film industry was basically the pedophiles and all that kind of stuff. And he made a interview like a while ago.
What Macaulay Culkin made this thing?
It was an article, and he was saying that when he was 11, he went into his trailer. I think he was doing Home Alone 2. Okay. And there was these two men in suits, and they basically were saying, get rid of your parents. We'll make you a star, but you need to get rid of your parents. they can no longer be your management. We'll look after you, but you have to get rid of them. And he was basically saying that.
And just to be clear, it wasn't Joe Pesci and that other guy, right? It wasn't the two bad guys from Home Alone who were doing this. Just to be clear, or was it? They were like, "Here, kid."
Yeah, didn't actually say. And he was saying,
and they still had the fingerless gloves on and everything as they tried to convince him they had his best interest in mind. Listen up, kid.
I have no idea. But yeah, so he basically was saying that like the reason why he didn't actually get like interfered with in a like sexual way was because he questioned a lot. And he was quite a smart child, so as to why they kind of left him alone in that sense.
Thought he was getting more trouble.
Yeah, and they were basically saying that they actually have a thing where people who are in this big old, like that kind of Pizzagate kind of like ring and molest children, they wear red shoes. And then it's even a satanic thing where they actually make shoes out of the skin of children.
Oh my God. But, you know, I don't want to fact check that, but I mean, children don't have red skin, do they? Oh, it's dyed in some fashion, I presume.
I have no idea. But
they're Satanists. They probably have access to dye. You know, they're making millions from these pedophiles. But just to be clear, so the red shoes. So you're saying like they wear the pedophiles wear red shoes, and is that so they can like indicate to other pedophiles like, hey. What? So, but hang on now though, Chanel.
Because the Pope wears red shoes. The Pope.
That sounds like a phrase. Are you going out on Saturday night? Does the Pope wear red shoes?
But yeah,
does the Pope shit in the red shoes?
Oh,
Makes a mixture of a few different things. But hang on. So, with the red shoes. So yeah, but like now, Chanel, if you see somebody rocking some red shoes, are you gonna be like, boom, 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 boom? Investigate.
See, this is the thing. And you think to yourself, I haven't actually seen him wear red shoes, like.
Well, you see sometimes you see red, like a red sneakers or red Nikes or something. You'd see those from time to time.
They're like actual shoes. These are actual shoes. They're not.
Oh, they got to be like they got leather shoes. Okay, all right. So it's not just red footwear, because I mean women wear red high heels all the time, and that's apparently every third woman's a pedophile. You heard it here first, people.
Then there was another thing about the color purple.
The film, not the
people that wear the color. No.
Okay, I was
the
like,
color itself.
All right, okay. I thought you were gonna be like the color purple.
Film.
That's great.
I thought it was going to be about the film, but no. And they were basically talking about it because the color purple is used as like if you are trans or bi, that's the color that they basically use to kind of like. No, they have the rainbow for.
Yeah. There's like a color association.
So they're saying the color purple is kind of like so that color purple is associated to those things.
Okay.
And they're saying that Michelle Obama is not originally a female.
Okay. Because she wears
the color purple.
Ah, okay.
And
if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure she tweeted out that she enjoyed the film The Color Purple as well. Pretty sure.
Well, they're saying that questioned about Oprah. And I was reading the comments. I went down a rabbit hole today. I don't know how I ended up there, but I did.
I just love that by the end of the day, you're convinced that everybody's the other gender than what they are, and they're all pedophiles. And they have I have to say, I got to say, generally, when I think pedophiles, I don't think good taste, but red shoes, purple top, it's quite eclectic. I quite like that. I'm a colorful sort of character. I'm not saying I endorse sex with children, but from a style point of view,
that's very clashy. That clashes.
Ugh, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You got to have style to pull it off,
Nah. If you see the color that it is, then it's more.
Oh, wait, you're saying this is a specific. I was thinking like a deep purple, like a royal purple. You're telling me?
Yeah, it's kind of like that with like deep red shoes. Oh, that doesn't go.
I'm gonna have to find you some pictures. I'm gonna have to. But see, no, but I can't, right? Because if I start Googling fucking purple and red shoes, God knows what's going to appear in my I'll have the fucking cops outside my door because my computer will be infiltrated with undesirable content.
I have no idea, but
But
It
like
just for
what? But
me.
now, excuse me, right? So if you're
Hmm.
telling me if I one day come across a pair of red shoes and I'm like, oh, those look great on me. I basically I can't wear it. It's like fucking. I'm just that's me giving out all like. Imagine you buy Imagine you buy a pair of red shoes and you're feeling all happy with yourself, and then you walk down like just like creepy guys in anoraks, just giving you like nods of recognition. You're like, what the fuck is that about? You know? But that's fucking shit now, man. For if you just want to wear a good pair of red shoes, now I'm fucked. You know? Now I'm like fucking. It's
So
that's
when
like.
have you ever wore red shoes, and why would you want to
Well,
wear
you
red
know what,
shoes?
Chanel? The point is, now that I know I can't, I want to. That's the point, isn't it?
Well, I'll send you the thing
I thought
so
you
you
were gonna
can
say
have a
you
look,
sent
and you
me a
can put.
pair of red
I'll
shoes.
send it.
You sicko. What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna send you the thing, and then you can tell me if you still want to wear red shoes after that.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll review it. I'll review it from my files. But that's interesting because like like in America, I don't know if it's what version is it the Aryan Brotherhood. I think it's the Aryan Brotherhood, which is like the white nationalist gangs, more or less in prison, but obviously they operate outside of prison as well. But their
Hmm.
symbol is a fucking shamrock. So like if you're Irish and you just have a shamrock on you, they're like you gotta, and if you're not in the Aryan Brotherhood, you have to cover it up, or they fucking shank you for misusing their symbol.
What?
Yeah, yeah, because obviously, presumably back in the day, some people, or maybe all of them, I don't fucking know, involved in the Aryan Brotherhoods had some Irish ancestry. So they took the shamrock symbol and used it as their symbol. So, but like if you got a shamrock tattoo, regardless of whatever race, color, or creed you are, and you're banged up inside, you either got to join the Aryan Brotherhood or you got to cover it up because, like, they've got a trademark on it and they'll kill you.
Wow.
Which is kind of it's not doesn't do a lot of great advertising for Luck of the Irish, I have to say. Not great for the old Irish tourism board.
No, no, because it's like that's like a real history there, and you're going to try and claim it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like, but
it's
that's
weird.
the same like the swastika. The swastika is like a Hindu symbol of peace, and the Nazis were like,
Hmm.
nice.
Yeah,
Now it's just trashed. It's just trashed forever now. Poor. I think
never
it's a
mind.
Hindu thing. When I first the first day I was in China, when I arrived in, and then like the next morning when I was trying to find my way to wherever the workplace was, dude, I came out of this apartment I was staying in, and the first thing that I saw was like the back of a bald guy's head that had like a swastika tattooed on it, and I was
Hmm.
like, I think I got off on the wrong plane, man. I don't know where. I think I'm in the wrong country. But then, of course, afterwards, I realized like he was a Buddhist or something, or say Hindu or something going on with
Yeah.
the swastika. And it is, you do see them in like Asian countries because they don't have that
Hmm.
connotation or whatever. So, but yeah, just for a second, I was just like, what the fuck? Where am I? Oh dear. Oh dear.
But then you would have felt like he was a bit okay because he had brown skin, so you would have been okay.
Uh,
No, did he not have brown skin?
I I don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't really remember. I want. I mean, like in my doing a double take, I was trying to process a lot. I was also jet lagged, and in the country where I didn't speak a single word of the language, and now apparently there's Nazis. I was like, what's happening? I wasn't going through my skin tone chart to check how I'd fare
So
or
you,
not.
you thought you may got inducted because you had a bald head, so you was like, "Oh crap,
Mate, but I
they're
didn't at
gonna
that
take me on
stage.
board."
That was it. I didn't, so I was probably in danger. So quickly get my shamrock tattoo out. Try and fucking hell. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well anyway. So listen. The PSA for today is: do not. You can wear, if you want to wear the color purple, go for it. But it can be a indication of transgenderdom if that's what you want it to be or not. And don't wear red shoes unless, of course, you're a pedophile. In which case, go nuts. What I'm hoping that's not a massive. I'm hoping it's not a massive segment of our listenership. To be perfectly honest, I'm hoping that's not hugely applicable. I'm hoping it's in the low digits.
do you know what? Like, I realize that when we have conversations, so like, I don't do anything that may get us cancelled for life. I
Sure you
realize
don't.
that
Sure
I
you don't.
realize it's you
Sure.
that do these things
Sure.
because you're just telling the whole pedophiles to go nuts. And
I
just
didn't
feel
say
like,
your I meant to go nuts with regards to red shoe wearing. As far as I
Mhm.
know, that's not a crime. I didn't mean go nuts in any other way.
okay, but it just
Yeah, I
made
know.
him.
I'm not saying, I'm not saying it's not problematic. Fine. Okay.
So
Fine.
we're gonna have like 10 minutes of this hour that we can use.
Not even. Not even.
That we can use. But yeah, but on a lighter note, it's been cold here.
Is it
Yeah.
cold? Okay.
Yeah. It's
It's
weird cold. Like,
weird cold.
yeah, like you know when the cold gets like in your actual body,
Yeah.
and then like you get in and you're under the covers, but your
You're
body's
still
still actually
cold.
cold.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that's the kind
It's
of
the
cold
worst.
it's
I
been
hate
here.
that.
Like it's in you. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's like
not
it's
great.
down here. It's got. I think it's to do with humidity and damp and stuff like that as well. Down here is always like that though, so I'm used to it now. I'm used. You can't. Like you just. I don't know if it's true in all over Ireland. I think it is. It's definitely true down here where I am. But like you can't like if you want to sit down and do something, you got to make it like an hour tops, because otherwise you just gonna get fucking. Doesn't matter if the heater's on or any shit. You got to get up and move and do some other shit. So you got to do it. But I hate that. I hate that in your bones cold. You know what I got here though
Yeah.
that I didn't realize, because my brother's staying with me at the moment. He's down because I had to go. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, right? So I've got a Jeep now. I've got a black Jeep, right? So
Well, you go riding around with the music blaring, and you're like,
so I've got basically my neon lights from all my fucking plants I'm growing in the back of the house, and now I've got a big black Jeep just in case there was anyone left in town who didn't think I was a fucking drug dealer, just in case someone missed it. They see me, digger music, blasting up the road out of my my digger truck. Digger
Digga beef in the
beats.
building.
The
Digga beef in the
building.
building. Puff puff pass.
exactly. So yeah, I got that now. But when I was up there, I brought Kevin, my brother came down to stay with me for a few days. So I switched rooms because whatever, boring reasons. It makes more sense for me to be in here because all my workout stuff is in here. But I left the electric blanket on his bed that used to be my bed, and I'm missing it now. I'm missing it, and like. I could have like, and then the next day he was like, God, that electric blanket's great. And I was like, I know it is. I know it is. But you see, what I should have done is I should have just kept it for myself and then been like, yeah, the house is cold, isn't it? It's mad, right? Not said anything. But now, like, I can't ask for it back. You know what I mean?
You don't ask for it back. What you do is you wait until he's either in the bathroom or whatever, and you go and snatch that shit off. And then you just play dumb. And you be like, You don't say nothing. And he might not realize until it's time to go to bed. And then you make sure you go to bed a lot earlier than him, and you act like you're sleeping when he knocks on the door with the blanket.
What time is it? 4? Oh, I'm going to hit the head. Sneak off. Just lock the door. You do that thing where you're trying to quietly turn the lock. Just lock the door in bed.
Mm-hmm.
He's just
you snatch it back.
See, there's
like,
no one else in the house, so they would be. Yeah, I just snatch it back. That's good.
No,
I
then
like
you go, I didn't know. Oh, I thought you said, when you said about the blanket, I thought you said it was too hot, so I thought I would help you out.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought, when you were like, when you said, oh, that's really great. It's so awesome. I thought you meant like it's too awesome, like it's too hot, like you're in awe for how. Yeah, so I'm really sorry, but I mean, I guess now that it's been moved, we may as well just leave things as they are. We don't want to complicate things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you could put it back on a mattress, but I mean, you don't want that hassle. And I don't want you to have that hassle. I don't want you to feel like you're under pressure. So
right. I'm thinking about you.
I'm thinking about you for my warm, cozy, comfy bed. Anyway. Yes. So now I miss it, man. So that's what you get. You should get anyway. Long story short, do you have an electric blanket? If not, they're the best. I've never had one before.
No, I did. years ago, and I had one where it actually goes. It's like actually the one that goes under, because you can get ones that go over as well.
Yeah, I got one of them under ones. Yeah.
And then I don't know what happened to it. I don't know. I don't know what happened to it, but I know I had one years ago.
Years ago.
And I don't know what happened.
You know what fucking happened. You know what happened. Your mom, when you were in the bathroom, she's give me this fucking shit. And she never gave it back, and you didn't even notice. Or you probably did notice, but you're just yeah. See, but of course, you see, the time to steal an electric blanket is summer. That's what happened. It was summer. You were out the house, you were out doing whatever you were doing, and she just snatched it away. The perfect crime. Months before you even noticed it's gone. Have you seen my? No, just you know.
Yeah, I think I just stopped working. I think.
That's what your mom told you.
I just don't know. Probably. I don't know why I just never got another one. I don't know why.
I mean, like, the thing about electric blanket is it's not necessary. It's sort of a luxury. Do you know why? Do you know why as well? You don't really think of it till you go to bed. You know, and then you're just like, oh, it's a bit chilly, but then you're asleep, and then the next day you've just forgotten it.
It's cool for like, I think electric is good when you're in the bed, but then you have to get out at some point. So when you need to go to the toilet, it's freezing cold. So it kind of like, and you're awake now because you're cold, and then you've got to wait till you get back to the bed to get warm again. It's a bit of a
I know what you're saying.
A heat bubble. It's like a heat bubble which gets popped when you have to get out of the bed. Like,
so, but are you saying that it's on balance? It's because the bubble popping is not worth it. Because I mean, you spend in that's psychotic behavior. But
it happened to me the other day. Like, obviously I don't have the electric blanket, but my sock came off and I was really dying to wee, right? So I got out of my bed and my sock came off and the floor's cold because I have laminate flooring. And I was like, oh, floor's cold. Then I was like, but I need to pee. Can't go back for the sock.
You were hobbling. Were you trying to hopping to the bathroom?
Now I'm wide awake because the one foot's freezing. And yeah, like going back to sleep was a bit of a struggle after that. I was like, that's over.
That's but like, and I don't want to get too graphic, Chanel, but when you were peeing, did you like keep one foot off the floor? Did you keep your toe? Did you do the thing, the thing where you put one foot on top of the other, the sockless? Did you put the sockless foot on the socked foot? That's the move. That's the move. It's just standing on it like it's on a little island. Like, you ever play that game when your kids, like, the floor is lava and you can't touch the floor, you have to like jump on objects and stuff. You're doing that with your own foot. Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I hate that feeling of getting out of your warm bed and then the rest of the house is freezing.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Especially when you have to get up and go somewhere. The worst is when you have to go on holiday. For some reason, it's always really cold. I don't know why. Because you get up at stupid o'clock and then it's freezing and then you're really tired, but you've got to get ready, you've got to go somewhere. So putting the heating on doesn't make sense because you've got to leave soon.
I see what you mean. Yeah, when you're going away somewhere. Yeah. I hate that. I fucking hate getting up early. I'm not doing that ever again, man. I'll just like, because why? I suppose it's the early flights are cheaper. But I'm like, oh God, is anything cheap enough to get up at 4 a.m. for? What's the worst in that?
But sometimes it's not even an option like this other.
Yeah, it's true.
Flights. So it's like that whole, and then it's like, realistically, traveling, it's like so, because you're up early, you're always sleep deprived because you've been packing till the last minute. You always think you forgot something. I always have a dream that I've forgotten something.
Before you go?
Yes. So I will either be packing up until like I have like 4 hours sleep or something stupid.
Gotcha.
And then
because you spent between the hours of 12 and 2 in the morning looking at pedo conspiracies about Michelle Obama, and now you're like, oh fuck, I've got to be on an EasyJet plane in 2 hours time.
No, but I always have a dream like that I'm going to a different destination than I'm actually going to. But
okay.
I always dream that my suitcase gets lost.
Right.
Or I've forgotten a crucial part of what I want to take or whatever.
A sock, perhaps.
You know, but always, every single freaking time. And I'm just like, give me a break. Why? I don't know why. Like, last time I had a dream that I ended up going to, like, oh, it was China, or it was an Asian country anyway. And then I was like, I left, my luggage got lost. So I had nothing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, so now I have to buy clothes. But for some reason I was dressed in a jogging suit. But I'm going to a hot country, so why would I be dressed in a jogging suit? I have no idea. But yeah, that was that one. Then there was another one where I forgot my swimming suit, and then I had to go to the hotel and buy an expensive swim. It's like £300 for this one swimming suit. I don't know why.
That's quite a steep dream. That's steep for the dream economy. So, but you're saying you have this consistently. It's always not the place you're actually going, and you always forget to bring or something gets lost on the way. Yeah, that's very reliable.
So I don't sleep like properly because I'm obviously stressed in my sleep.
Must be.
And and then I get to the airport normally always earlier than I need to be because I haven't told you this story.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So I was going to Canada, and originally my sister was meant to drive me to the airport. So we planned to we'd done enough time to make sure that if there's any traffic or whatever.
Yep.
So we said, all right, cool. But she'd only just recently got her license.
Excellent.
So she wasn't comfortable going on the motorway. So then she was like, can I drop me to the station instead? So I was like, oh, that's fine, I'll get the train. So we still had the time cushion, right? And this is really going to test your editing skills, right? So we still had a time cushion, so now I'm going to get the train. So she's dropping me to the train station, and then I'll get the fast train.
Yeah.
So okay, fine, cool. So get in the car, and she's like, oh, got your passport? And I was like, I looked and I was like, yeah, cool. And then I was about to open my passport, but then I think I looked for something else, to check to see if I had my ticket, just to make sure. For some reason, I didn't actually open the passport. Anyway, so get on the train, tell her bye. Okay, cool. Get my ticket. I had 2 big suitcases, right? So when I go to Canada, I always take mad chocolate for my family.
Okay, all right.
Now,
gotta bring all that Cadbury's.
Big suitcases, right? So big old suitcases. Get on the train, sitting down, fine, enjoying the journey. I'm like, ew, this is so
delighted
good.
all the time in the world because you're ahead of time. Off to Canada, lovely trip. You're delighted with yourself, almost proud of yourself.
So get off the train, get to there, find my gate, and then when I get to the line, I was like, oh, let me be a do-gooder, let me be good, and let me get my ticket and put it in the picture page. So they come around, they walk around, and they stick a sticker on the back to say that they've checked your passport.
Making everything easy for all the attendants. Lovely.
Right.
Outstanding.
Sorry, before that, no. The guy came around with a sticker. He said, oh, passport. So gave him the passport. He looked at the passport, looked at me, closed it, gave it back to me.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, before I get to the desk, let me put my ticket in that picture bit. They're going to look again. Fine. So as I've opened the passport and I've put my ticket in, I see my niece looking back at me.
Of course you do.
So I'm like, no. So I close it back and I blink really hard because it's a dream now, isn't it? It's a dream. And then I open it back again. She's still looking back at me. And I'm like, hold on. Okay, breathe. I closed it back again. I opened it again. She's still fucking there, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. So now I've got out of the line. I've walked away, and I'm literally now, I'm shaking. I couldn't even dial. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, So I tried to I think I tried to call my sister, and then I called my mum, and I was like, Mum, I picked up Niece's passport. And then she's like, what? I was like, yeah, I have the wrong passport. I have the
See,
wrong
now,
passport.
what I was hoping was going to happen was that then your mother respond. What's your niece's name? She uses your niece's name. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
Sean,
what?
right? So
What do you
like,
mean, Gloria? And you're like,
oh, yeah.
no. You look down. You're wearing red shoes. And I'm a pedophile. Oh no.
So like literally, I'm like shaking, and then for some reason this man just kept staring at me, and I was literally thinking, why does this fucking just keep fucking staring at me? I'm having a meltdown. I'm about to crumble. So then this is where it got me. So I'm on the phone now, and I'm saying to him, I'm like,
I love that poor man.
I don't know how you're gonna get the passport to me. I need to get the passport, blah blah.
Yeah.
This woman is like, I guess I'm gonna have to bring it to you then. Oh, I'm sorry that I've inconvenienced you. Like, I was just like, nah. Is this woman really making it about her right now? Like, I'm at the airport about to lose like over $1,000 worth of money because I'm going premium and bloody economy, right?
Well, I
And
mean,
paid all
more
this
if you gotta
money.
rebook the flight and all that shit.
Right. And then she's acting like it's inconvenience.
That's
and
great.
I'm just
I
like,
love it. Moms, they're the best.
So then I was like, oh, call my sister. Then as she called my so she's hung up from me now, and I'm like, oh, shaky, like, well, I might as well leave the airport because there's nothing I could actually do.
Not much you could do there, other than
exactly
impersonate your niece.
So then I was like, oh crap, what can I do? So then she managed to get hold of my sister. My sister literally just got back home, and then she was like, okay, cool. So it's like, you need to go get my passport from my house, meet me back at the station. So I need to get. So now I've got these big old fuck off suitcases. I can't check them in because
of course you can't check them either. That's right. Yeah, of course.
Now I've got these big old fuck off freaking suitcases that I now have to take back. So I have to go buy another train ticket to get back to the original destination.
Did you do like they do in films where you're like, oh, it's too heavy to carry? You just start eating some of the Cadbury's Crunchies out of the bag, trying to loosen the load.
No way. I was
Kit Kats. No one really likes them. Throw them. I gotta go.
I was so frantic. I've never been this so frantic. I've never been that frantic in my life.
Airports. I mean, of course, this is premium frantic airport story.
So then I've gone now, and then I've managed to then hoist these freaking fucking heavy fuckers back onto the train. I'm sitting there now, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, right. So I managed to get back on the train. Train's going back, and then met my sister, gave her my niece's passport. She gave me mine. Then I have to go back now, go and buy another ticket to go back.
Right, so yeah. Okay, yeah. Very good.
So then now I've got to drag these suitcases again back down.
So great. So great.
You lived in Croydon. You know Croydon Station, the Croydon East?
Yeah, that's where
the big old slope. You know they got that fucking slope.
Yeah, man. You just go flying down that, did you?
And I had to push those fuckers up that slope.
That's no fun. Yeah, I've done that a few times. That's no fun. Good news is when you landed in fucking Canada, they must have been like, geez, you've been working out. You got fucking guns. You know, your fucking arms are all.
The pain, right? So anyway, so I get on the train now, and then I meet this woman. And all of a sudden, like, she's talking to me, and I'm sweating buckets, mate. I'm sweating like I stole something. And then she's talking to me, and then I'm like, oh, okay, she seems cool. But she's talking, and she's like, oh yeah, no, my husband, she's married or meeting someone that is in, I think it's in Egypt or something.
So she's on the way to the airport as well on the same train to meet her husband.
But as she's talking, like, she's being really friendly with me. And my mom's already told me, you don't speak to strangers, okay?
And if they're friendly, okay, cool. That's how you know. That's how you know they're
right. There's something a bit iffy because she's talking about like making these trips and stuff like that. And I'm just saying, she's sounding like a drug mule.
I was just going to say this. Like, this is... She was trying to recruit you to be a drug mule.
Right. And I'm like, she's been over friendly. Like, she's like, oh yeah, we can go in. And I've already told her where I'm going. And she's told me so we're going completely different places. So why we would need to then enter the airport together, I don't know. Anyway.
She links your arm.
So we're talking. It was
Can I put this in your bag for a second?
Like, it was that close. It was just like, you're trying to be my bestie and I've just met you. So then they're going up the escalator, and then once we got to the airport station.
So you're still back in time. You made okay time, right? Like
yeah,
like how much time do you have left now?
I think I at least must have had like I think I had about an hour.
Shit.
About an hour. And that's like,
Jesus
obviously we're
Christ,
checking in and able to catch something to eat. I had time. That's why good thing that we had the car driving cushion, because if we didn't, I would have been fucked.
For sure.
So we get there now and she's like, oh yeah, we should go up and then we can have a drink and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, bitch, fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm not part of your organization. You will not recruit me today. So she's going up the escalator and I was like, no, I'm going to get the lift. Don't worry, I'm going to get the lift. Don't worry about it.
You go ahead.
Right. And then when I got up in the lift, I saw her kind of like standing, like looking, and I was like, bitch. Like, you're kind of like, I'm going to walk around. Let me just
pretend you see something. Oh, that's over there in the direction that means I don't have to make eye contact with you. Oh.
Right. So shook her off. But the classic thing, this is what pissed me off, right? So remember I told you that the guy looked at my passport, fuck all. He said nothing.
Yes, I was going to come back to that, but yes.
Now, me and my niece do not look alike.
Well, see, that was going to be my question, right? Because, I mean...
In the picture, my niece must have been maybe...
It's great.
12, maybe 13, if that, right?
It's not even an adult.
Exactly. So she wasn't even legal to fly by herself.
This guy's got to go on.
She wasn't legal to fly by herself, right? So they're looking at that date of birth, right? Now, we're not even the same skin tone. Not even the same face shape.
This guy really knocked it out of the park.
Right? So that's what pissed me off.
Air Canada's finest, huh? Was it?
No, it was Air Transat that I actually flew with. Air Canada was expensive.
Air what?
More expensive, should I say. Air Canada was more expensive and Air Transat it was cheaper.
Okay.
And you get better deals with them. Anyway, so when I got to the counter now, when I got there, I was like to the guy, I was like, you looked at the passport and it wasn't my passport. And he gave me such a dismissive kind of like, I was thinking, you fucking fucktard. You're lucky that I have to get on this airline, and it's not like a normal regular schmeckle like restaurant or something, because I would have fucking tore you a new one.
That's great.
Then I tell the people at the desk like what happened when they was like, oh my god, I was like, I've been back and forth, blah blah blah. Anyway, checked me in, and then
got you a kid's meal.
Then I actually met a really nice couple, which bought me drinks, which was really great actually.
That's very nice.
And we were talking about politics and whatever, and they bought me glasses of wine. It was great. So it kind of made up for it. Anyway, and then when I was getting on the plane now, the same guy who put the sticker on had the cheek to then check my passport and pop a really look. And I just thought, you know what? Someone is looking down on you today, because if this was any other place, I would have fucking punched you right in the fucking throat. Right in the throat, mate. Great. Why are you really, really studying it this time? I was just
now you say, when you said, I didn't realize that your niece was like whatever 12 and the passport or whatnot. Because I was like, part of me was going to say like, if your niece if somebody did actually think you look the same and you'd no time, I think part of me thinks I'd just try it and see if it works. Because I don't think those people are paying attention half the time. You know what I mean?
But the whole thing was like, hold on.
She's 12.
No, but the difference is our names on the ticket would have been different anyway. The name on the ticket was different. So she was fucking 13 or 12.
Right. Of course, you're right.
Right? And I was just literally like, and it just made me feel like, so what? So you think that all black people look the same, even when you got a fucking picture in front of you?
But not only do like all black people look the same, but like children look the same as adults. Like they can't even tell the difference between a 12-year-old. I mean, like that's.
No, but the thing about it is he did a double take. He fucking did a double take, Alan. He did a double take. He opened the passport, right? He fucking opened the passport. And he looked, where's my bloody passport, right?
Well, you're very youthful, Chanel. You're a very youthful looking woman. You always say, you know, you're older than me, or I'm older than you, but, you know, people say you look 10 years younger. Apparently it's true.
No.
12-year-old Chanel.
This is what he did, right? So I gave him the passport. Like, here you go, there you go. And then he took it and he went, sticker. Thank you.
That's so good. That's so good.
And the fact that when I spoke to him, he didn't even fucking apologize or be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Like, you know, nothing. Was just kind of like,
yeah.
And I was thinking, I hope you get hit by a bus about you fucking meh.
That's great. I mean, that really is a bang out of order. I don't know. I'm not sure what the protocol should be when you see that someone's got the passport of a child as an adult, but it should be something other than, oh, well.
I'm just so glad that I literally was like, my sister was like, she didn't feel comfortable driving on the motorway because if we'd driven there,
right, then it would have taken longer. You would have had no chance, dude. But see, what's so funny is like, I just wish you'd gone all the way up to the fucking ticketing desk with your niece's passport, because you would have just acted like everything was normal. Yeah, there you go. Just standing there waiting. Except maybe they would have been just as racist, and then you would have just gotten on the ticket. You just got on her name spelled differently. Oh well, you know, black people. Who knows?
Yeah, they probably would have been like, "Oh, did you need to?" They probably would have just tried to charge me for a name change, and I'd be thinking, "What am I paying extra for? I don't understand. I thought everything was paid for." You know, you just want to do a name change. Like, do you want to try doing a fucking face swap? Like, what the fuck?
That's very funny.
I couldn't believe it. I was just
that guy. Wow.
Prick.
Fucking 10 out of 10 for customer service for that guy. But see, this is your version of the story, Chanel. Like later on, I'm gonna find out that basically you were arrested for impersonating a fucking 12-year-old in order to try and smuggle heroin into Egypt. And this is like the disinformation version of it you've told me. You know what I mean? And I didn't even know this woman. And I just happened to have my niece's passport. I don't know.
I couldn't believe. I was just like,
wow. Well, dude, I have to say, I'm impressed. I'm very impressed that you managed to get all the way back, get your passport, get back again, and make it on time, and make friends, and get a free glass of wine. Because if it was me, I'm like, I think I'd have just given up. I think I would have just been like, fuck this. There's nothing worse than rushing with suitcases and running around. Those ramps in fucking Croydon as well, dude. But
those ramps are sin. Yeah,
what you had was, you know, when people say if there's a car crash and the car's on top of their child, that they get the superhuman strength to lift the car. You had that. That's how you feel about going on holiday. You were like, they're not going to take it away from me. And you just, you powered up the ramp. The adrenaline was pumping. You were like, this is
I was like to my family, like,
newborn.
You better really appreciate this freaking chocolate, mate, because I've gone through fucking hell and back with this shit. Like, that was...
Not only did you bring them, like, British made chocolate, you brought them British made and like British toured around London chocolate. You actually circulate it. It makes it taste better, you know. You bring it round, you take it on a few trains, you show it the sights. Look, Buckingham Palace. Now it then tastes better after. Guaranteed. Chanel Marshall's British toured chocolates. That's great.
That is just mad.
That is a very good story. That's a very good story. Well done. So, yeah. I'm very impressed. Well, I'm trying to think. I don't have any really exciting travel-y stories, even though I've done a good bit of planing and training. But I'm trying to think. Is there anything? Not really. I've definitely missed. You've never missed a plane, of course, have you?
No.
No, of course you haven't. You never even dropped the phone, never broken a phone, never missed a plane. You missed Goody 2 putting your passport in a fucking photo page. You Goody 2 shows. Choose. Go on, click your red heels together and go back to I was gonna say go back home. Go to Pedo land. I guess that's what happens if you click your red heels together. You get. Oh my God! Is that what happened to fucking Dorothy? Never mind. I take it back. I didn't mean it.
Oh.
They say C.S. Lewis. They say he was a fucking pedo as well, right? He wrote.
Who is he?
He's a. Oh God. No, not C.S. Fuck. Maybe it was. I think he's the guy who wrote the Lion, the Witch, in the Wardrobe. But maybe someone else. I don't want to slander. Because
what do you have now?
I mean, fuck. If that's the worst thing I do on this podcast, we're doing fucking well. Because Johnny Depp played, I think it was C.S. Lewis, played him and some children's author in a movie, and then like after the fact, they were like, like the movie came out just at the same time when all this shit came out about him being a pedo, and he was like, "Ooh, whoopsie," not Johnny Depp being a pedo. Here's the good news, Here's the good news, my friend.
Yeah.
When you've when the most successful film you've been in is A Christmas Wish Cancer Santa Story, there's very little chance that you're a pedophile. I don't know what I need to do to climb those rungs, but I haven't done any of it yet by the looks of my film career. I'm as far away as being a Hollywood pedophile as is humanly possible. Like, you're closer because you haven't done a film that bad.
What?
I'm going down. I'm getting further and further away from the inner circle.
Just
What? You know what I'm gonna do? What was it called? A Christmas Story. So it was I didn't watch it, so I'm gonna watch it now for this Christmas. I'll treat myself. I'm gonna watch this Christmas Story. I'll send you a link to it. Oh God, I hope I still have it. I think I do.
Yeah, I need to see this movie.
It's I tell you what, you better be prepared to be moved, because I didn't see the film, but I remember my acting in it was pretty top notch. When I got that, when I was smoking those cigarettes, and when I get that printed out notice that I have cancer, that is just Times New Roman font, cancer, written on a piece of paper from my official doctor. When I get that, and I look, it's me. It's that they're very clever. They shot it in the mirror, you see, and I just look like I've given up all hope. You're gonna cry. You're gonna well up. You're gonna be like, Christmas is ruined. You're gonna just, I don't know. I feel bad doing it to you, but I need you to know what a powerful actor I am.
Wow.
I cannot wait. To watch it. I cannot wait. Christmas movies. You started watching Christmas movies already, I suppose, have you? You sick.
Do you know it's weird? It's weird this year. I was saying that like they don't touch me like they used to before.
That's what the pedo victims used to say.
I knew as
there we
go. I knew. I was like, why did you use that word?
And you know what? Santa. Oh no, he doesn't have red shoes. But a full red costume. That's, I don't know. I'm still suspicious. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I just
sit
think
on my
that
lap.
Whole thing. That I personally feel that there is some issues there, because he comes down your chimney, he's a stranger, and he leaves gifts for your kids, but he doesn't know them or know you.
Quiet, isn't it, Chanel?
Right.
Keeps them quiet.
And you pay him in milk.
You want a new bike, don't you, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Creepy.
And
it is very
kiss his mum. You know, I saw mum kissing Santa Claus. Oh, I've got to give the mum a bit so I can get over the kids. You know.
Yeah. You know, the
whole setup is just freaking creepy. When you really break it down, it's sick.
You don't want to think too deeply into Santa Claus. The whole thing is disturbing. Plus, you know, what kind of a message is that to send to your kids? We're like, hey kids, you know what? Stay away from strangers. You know, you got to keep your head in a swivel out there, unless they're dressed in red pajamas and they come into your house at night, in which case, jump on their lap. I'm like, come on. I was like, this is, you know, these are mixed messages, no? It's just...
Oh my God, it's so true. And then you have all these these Santa representatives in like shopping centers and shopping malls around the world, and then you have the children sitting on these men's laps. I think I don't know if they've stopped it now or they kind of did stop it for a bit, but they had it where the children weren't sitting on Santa's lap anymore because
I think that's
not
a good
seen
move.
as PC. It's just like, why would you just want that anyway? Why would you want your child to sit on a strange man's lap? You know nothing about this man.
You're trying to make it in the film industry, and you got to do what you got to do, isn't it, Chanel? Huh? All I want for Christmas is my 2 red shoes. The song is on how that goes. I can't remember. But see, back in the day, people weren't. It was the innocent, good old days.
It wasn't innocent. It was just the fact that people were naive. It wasn't innocent. People was naive.
People didn't know,
and that's why a lot of people got away with a lot of dirty shit because people were naive to it.
Dude,
because whoever invented freaking Santa was a freaking pedo's dream, mate. They were like, yes.
Imagine maybe that was it. Maybe Saint Nick was just a creepy pedo. Maybe that's what he was all along. I don't know. I'll have to do a deep dive into Santa Claus now and find out what the story is. I did do that one year, but I've sort of forgotten it all again since. I think it's creepy. It's creepy. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I played when I was in Olahooktuk in Canada in the like Inuit community. They get obviously everybody knows everybody in the town. So if there is like an outsider who comes into town, they get them to play Santa Claus because like people don't recognize them as much when they dress up as Santa Claus. Makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. So I was Santa Claus in the school for this whole town, right? So I mean, like, and it was and of course, like, they were little kids, they were cute or what. It's interesting, they kind of had presents already to give them. They did it in a slightly different way. I don't fucking know, right? Mm-hmm. But like one of my students, Chloe, who was like 17 or whatever, came over. She had to come over to get her presents. I was like, I think I'll probably just hand that one to you, Chloe, for legal reasons. No need for you to come over and get hugged by Santa. And everyone laughed, and I was like, that's right, some quality Santa pedo humor. That's why you hired me. That's why you people hired me. That's why I'm here. That's the joy I'm bringing. Is there ever any lady Santas?
Children.
Really, sorry, please go.
No, there's Mrs. Claus, isn't there?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, there's Mrs. Claus.
So we're kind of going to this, right? Yeah, we're kind of, she's the man behind, the woman behind the man. So basically, realistically, she kind of gets shit done, supposedly. But yeah, I just feel like the Christmas movies, for some reason, I think because of everything that's kind of happened within this year, it's made me actually look at these movies and realize how much diversity there is not in a lot of these movies.
Oh, I see.
And I was just like, I didn't actually really watch it before. I just kind of like, oh, okay, I'll watch them because it's Christmas movies. Like, I just like that whole thing. Yeah. Even though I'm not even into Christmas, which is quite funny.
Like fucking Time Life Christmas movies, which is hilarious.
Yeah, and I used to watch them literally, and like that was my thing. Like, you kind of know this, the storyline. It's predictable. It's easy watching.
Predominantly white
happy.
Christmas.
Right, exactly. Everyone's happy. But then I realized that like it's either you have a black Christmas movie,
right?
You have a white Christmas movie. And then when you have what's kind of classed as a diverse Christmas movie, right, it's very watered down. Like it's like the storylines are very, very similar. And it's just like, why is it just not a movie that just has everybody in it? Like, I think I may have seen maybe one or two that it's literally just a mix, and it's not like, oh, the main characters have to be this and the main character, like, just mix it up, like, and it doesn't have to be just a black and white thing. It's like, can we have like some Asians in there? Can we have some Indians in there? Can we have have something? It's just it's either it's black or white, or they try and mesh together, and it's like.
But you're saying the ones where there's a mesh, you don't find that. What's your problem with that one? You think it just seems like
it's kind of you can kind of see where it's kind of a try hard. It's like, okay. So if we make the main characters black, then we have to make sure that the friends are white, you know. And then if we make the main characters white, then we've got to make sure they have the token black friend.
black
They've
friends.
got to have, you know,
yeah.
she's got like it's
It does. It doesn't seem like organic. It just seems like tacked on for the diversity points kind of thing. Yeah. I gotcha. Well, there's some film I want to watch it on. I think it's on Amazon. I cannot think of the name of it now. But anyway, it's sort of like it's supposed to be sort of a bit like Get Out. It's like one black friend. It's sort of playing on that idea of the film trope a little bit, who goes to have like hang out with a bunch of like white frat dudes. So it's kind of got Get Outy vibes, but it's not like the whole sci-fi element of it. It's sort of there's something else weird going on. So it looks quite good. But one of the dudes in it is, you know, in Get Out, like the brother, the creepy brother with the mustache. He's in this as well. So I was like, is this guy, is like his career only going to be like creepy films where he's a creepy racist? Like, that's a terrible thing. I was like, you can't like okay, I'm like, you can do that as your like a film again in like 2 or 3 years time, but like you got to try and do a rom-com or a comedy or something in between. You can't like. You can't always just be a creepy racist dude.
But you know what it is? Some people, if they play something really good, that's their vision, right? And it's like, okay, it works for me. Yeah, and that's what people call them for. I was like, you can't really do comedies, can you?
It's true.
No.
Yeah, I know. But there's just something about how specific, like these two films are so specifically similar. I don't know. It just cracked me up when I saw them again. I was like, this guy again.
I don't know what's that movie called?
It's the name.
What that movie is called. What?
Tyrell. That must be the character's name. Tyrell is the name of the film. If you're like, hey, I want to see that guy be a creepy racist again, check him out. Really playing against type. That poor man. I've only ever seen him in one other thing. He was in Twin Peaks as well, and he wasn't a racist, but he was a creep. So he broke out a little bit. You know what I mean? He pushed the envelope a little bit. You know, because of this other podcast that I'm doing with Ben, the Golden Goats, we pick different topics every week that we got to do films on. So this week it was all films that were Oscar nominated that starred an actor called Oscar in them, right? So, and there's almost none. There's almost no films. So it's just like there was one. I got Footloose was one of the films. That dancing 80s thing with Kevin Bacon. There was like 2 or 3 like old black and white films which were really interesting, really good. And there was, I don't know, it was a really interesting combination of different films. But this week the category for Ben is we have to pick the top 5 best films that take place on a train. So I gotta wait and see what films he produces. I can't think of any. Can you think of any train films? I thought Speed, but I'm like, nah, that was a boat, wasn't it? Or a bus and then a boat.
But then there was a part on the train when they kept up with the guy.
Oh, you're right. At the end. Oh, yeah. But so anyway, for the stipulation though, it has to mostly take place on a train, so that wouldn't count.
Is it Pemberlem, whatever that thing's called, or is it called? I don't know. Pemberlem. It's the one with It's got
Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's on a train.
Yeah, there was an original one and there was a remake was Denzel Washington in that? Who was in Pelham? Or is that? There's 2 versions anyway. There's an older one and then there's a remake. The one I watched is the one with Denzel Washington. I think it's got John Travolta in it. I think. Yeah. I think that was the remake version. Yeah. There's like one from the 70s.
Got Money Train.
Money Train. Haven't seen that.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen. Is Money Train good?
Yeah, it's a good bit. It's old school though. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It's got Wesley Snipes in it, I believe.
Okay. Oh, fuck, I hope Ben puts that on the list now. I love a bit of Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, I think it's Wesley Snipes and Jennifer Lopez, I think.
Wesley Snipes, man. Maybe it's just the films I've seen him in, but he's always in films that are kind of like they're like crappy in one way, but like just really great in another way. I don't know what it is. There's something about Wesley Snipes. He's always in like film. I don't know. I've never seen him in anything like serious, as in that I thought was just. It's always in stuff that I find like ironically fun, like Blade. Right? He's in Blade. I love that, man.
I like Demolition Man.
Yeah, see, there's another one. That's another. It's not. It's just they're just. I don't know, man. I love it. What happened with him? He just disappeared. Does he still make films? He just got fucking done for tax evasion or some shit, and then he disappeared. I think.
I don't know. Maybe he. I don't know. Oh,
because like he didn't even come back from them. What was it? The Despicables or the Indestructibles or whatever the fuck. He didn't even come back for that.
Expendables.
That was. Because like they all the fucking 80s dudes came back for that. He wasn't even on the well, maybe he was. Who knows? There's so many of these fucking guys.
I don't know. I was just I don't know. Has he made anything? I almost his last film. I need to watch that.
Wesley Snipes, who said, I don't know if it was in a film or if it's just a quote from him in general, where he said, "Some motherfuckers just want to ice skate uphill," which, as in, like, some people want to make things harder than they need to be. I love that quote. I love that. Motherfuckers want to ice skate uphill. So for the driving one, I want a film where a car or a vehicle is like the main character, and you can only have one kids film. Because there's like fucking Knight Rider, and there's like Christine, and there's a few other films like that. So the idea is it's a narrow, weird, specific category. So what that means is you get like films from all over the map, like from the past, from the future, not from the future. That's impossible. From the past. It's been a lot.
What are you thinking about Back to the Future? Is that what you're thinking about?
I was thinking that it's been a long day. That's what I was thinking. So you, because like with the Oscars one, actors named Oscar, apparently no fucking actors are called Oscar anymore except for that fucker Oscar Isaacs. So like that.
Yeah, but Oscar Wilde, is he not an actor?
No, he's an author from the past and he's dead.
Oh.
So that was a fail on all levels, but well done for trying. There you go. So yes, once again, you were like, yeah, you chastising me for not thinking Wesley Snipes is in films anymore, but apparently Oscar Wilde is still churning them out.